It's high noon.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Deathblow and I am here to break down some footage from the latest week of Overwatch League, so let's get right to it. Opening weekend in New York and Dallas this past weekend was our very first look at what the new meta would be for the start of the 2020 season. Both teams have made massive changes and shakeups in the offseason, and fans were looking for them to impress early. While both teams, I believe, were successfully able to make a very good impression, only Toronto was able to come away with the win. Map number 3 on Horizon Lunar Colony was crucial to securing that first W for the Defiant, and they did it with a very surprising dive defense composition, and we're going to be looking closely at that today. As you have been watching in the background, Toronto attacked first on this map, and they were able to complete capturing both objectives with 3 minutes and 9 seconds remaining on their time bank. This is plenty of time to mount a successful second attack in round 2 if need be, and with that, we're ready to get into their defensive strategy. The round begins and we can see Beast and Nevix are positioned right outside the choke point. They're trying to pressure Paris immediately as they enter into the zone. Unfortunately, they don't quite have the damage, and Paris is able to gain easy access to the high ground where they will set up and wait for their attack. Nevix and Beast get a little bit aggressive here, pushing too far forward. Nobody's committed to the point, so Paris is easily able to burst them down and destroy Nevix's mech. Surefour also falls here, and down 2 players, Toronto does not have much choice but to sit back and wait for their fallen teammates to try and return to the point in time to participate in a fight. Eventually, Beast is forced to try and stall here as he jumps on the point, makes an attempt to try and kill Xe on the Symmetra, is unable to do so as Xe received some support from his healers and is able to stay alive. They burst down Beast, and this is where it gets particularly tough here for Toronto. If we rewind just a little bit, we can see that Nevix is inches away from recontesting in time to continue to stall capture of point 1. Down 1 man with Surefour respawning just behind him, they would have had a decent opportunity to try to win that fight as well, but at least taking a couple of seconds, 30, 40 seconds off the clock, as those 5 players rotated onto the point one at a time to die, would have drastically reduced the amount of pressure on them going into point 2. As the fight for point 2 approaches, the Defiant position themselves with tanks on the high ground and the healers tucked away safely in the corners of the map. The first initiation by Paris begins with a teleporter from Xe, and Toronto is ready and waiting. They dive onto the exit and nano boost Beast. This is enough to kill the Symmetra as she pops her ultimate. Without securing the kill on Xe, thanks to Kariv's nano boost, neither Beast nor Nevix would have survived until their Ana was able to heal them again. Once the Symmetra barrier has fallen, the teams trade support ultimates, and Ben Best throws an Earthshatter away into the Transcendence for no good reason, ensuring not only that his team loses the fight, but ult economy as well. In an absolutely spectacular use of the voice line feature in Overwatch, as soon as the Earthshatter takes place, Beast begins spamming the "how embarrassing" voice line at Ben Best, which single-handedly catapults Beast very high up on my list of favorite players in Overwatch League. So I got my eye on you, Beast. I appreciate that. Thank you. But just in case you missed it or don't want to go into the viewer yourself, here it is again one more time with the volume turned up. Back to a more serious note, though. The next fight ends relatively quickly as Surefour uses an EMP along with a nano boost from Kariv. Paris Eternal fall very quickly after that, and Toronto does have ult parity moving into the next fight. Paris enters into this engagement by using the White Room. They need to wait for a hack on No Smite to wear off so he can use Supercharger, but eventually they use a Mei wall from Nico and a Coalescence from Grey to protect themselves while they set up their shields on the point. Sensing an opportunity, Nico also uses Blizzard, but after these 3 extremely valuable ultimates are used, only Beast has died. Players trade for a while before Xe commits Deadeye as the 4th Paris ultimate used in this attempt, and by all accounts it looks like at least a second tick of progress is assured because of it. enter Beast, who dives in from spawn and perfectly times his shield to block the lethal shot. He also uses his Primal Rage to stay alive, and Kelix decides to Transcendence for good measure. This was probably unnecessary, but after Paris withdrew so much from their alt bank, better safe than sorry. The next fight here is another pretty quick one. Agilities finds an opening pick on the McCree. Once XC drops, the tanks are soon to follow, and the Paris Eternal are beating a path out of town. Alt Economy is finally looking up for the Paris Eternal. They are up 2-1 at the moment with the Earth Shatter and the Sound Barrier. However, Sound Barrier is countered very hard by the EMP that Surefour is holding, so there's still a good chance that there's one more fight here where the Toronto Defiant are going to have a significant advantage. The Eternal try and attack on the high ground this time and have a little bit more luck finding some early kills. However, XE dies to Agilities on Doomfist yet again in this fight, and once the trades start happening, they really keep on rolling. It almost gets out of hand here for Toronto, but a combination of self-destruct and EMP gets things back on track for the Defiant. They're able to stabilize things and remain in control of this point still, with very little time left on the time bank. Oh, did I forget to mention the tasty 4-piece from Agilities here on Doomfist? That about wraps things up here. There is one more fight, and the Paris Eternal actually do find a way to take control of the point in that engagement. Unfortunately for them, when they do complete the map, they have 0 seconds left on the clock. So all that the Toronto Defiant need to do is take 33% progress on point A on their second attack, which they're able to do easily, and they do win the map. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching this video. It was my first attempt at a VOD review. Please do comment below, let me know how you think I did. I do hope to do more of these. However, there are other things I'm trying to do content-wise, like Around the Payload, which is every other week. One will be happening next week. So make sure you guys tune in. You can find that on this channel as well. So make sure you do subscribe. You can hit the bell for notifications as well. I look forward to the next time I'm able to break down a map for you guys. Until next time, remember, it's crunch time. Wait, it's
hot.
兵强，升起来吧！ Boosters engaged.